Hey guys, this is SteelK Gaming here, and today I am back with another scripting tutorial. Today I'm going to be teaching you about getting an input from a player. So an example is maybe you want to make a shift to sprint button, and you want to, well, use the shift button to increase the player's walk speed, or in other words, making them sprint. Now, you could probably tell there isn't really a way other than using what I'm going to use now to actually create this input kind of thing. So I decided, hey, I should probably teach you guys about it, and yeah, I guess I'll see how it goes. Yeah, so let's just get started. Now, before I actually started this video, I just did a quick testing. So I just tested out this to see if it would work, and yes, it does. So, yeah, let's just get straight into it. The first thing we're going to use is actually something called :get_service. Now, in the game, there's actually many services, and if you turn on a setting over here, you can actually see there's tons of services here. If you can see in my Explorer right over here, there are tons of services right here. And these actually aren't all of them. There's way more. And UserInputService is one of them. And UserInputService basically, well, gets an input from the user or the player. So let's say you press the letter G. Then UserInputService would actually detect that. So that's what we're going to do here. So we're just trying to literally get service, UserInputService. So the reason why we actually need UserInputService, or sorry, this function itself, and not doing like game.UserInputService, is because we really can't all these services are actually hidden once you're in the game. So you actually have to call it using a function. So that, because there's a colon here, brackets, all that stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much how you get it. So technically, this really is just game.UserInputService. But anyways, let's keep going. Now, after that, you're going to actually call the event .inputBegan. So today, in this video, I'm just going to cover some basic things about input_began, because that should be all you really need to know. So input_began, of course, it's an event, so we're going to call that from UserInputService, and then we're going to do :connect function. Once again, pretty similar if you've seen my previous videos. But now we have these two. This is the next thing I'm going to introduce you. These two parameters. Although input is really just the only one you need to focus on. So first of all, input is literally the key you press, or pretty much. So let's say you press the letter Y on your keyboard, then input is going to be Y. If you press, let's say, P, then input's going to be P. If you press, I don't know, 0, input's going to be 0. Collected, I believe, is just to say whether this service actually got it or not. So for this one, you can add it in, but it really doesn't really do anything. So now, once we have the inputs, I'm just going to do something basic and just say print a key has been pressed. There. And if we go into the game right now, let it load a bit. You see what, even if I click the mouse and I'm going to press the buttons right now, you can see as I'm pressing the buttons, you can see I'm actually pressing W right now. Of course, I'm moving forward, but you can see that a key has been pressed is actually going up. So there's a lot of them being sent. And the reason is because UserInputService sensed a key being pressed, and so because we made this function, it ran this. So of course, once again, I actually forgot to warn you that this is a little bit of a more advanced tutorial, so just giving you a heads up. Now, we're going to get into if statements now, because this is going to be kind of a real-life scenario. Alright, so for me, I'm just going to make it basic, and I'm just going to say, let's say, I'm going to make it print something when it presses Q. And the way we can do that is this. If input dot key code, sorry, equals, you want me to put the two equals enum, don't worry, I promise I'll explain this, dot key code dot q. Alright, let me just quickly run over this. Of course, first, if statement, you don't really need to learn anything about that. But then this is saying if input.keycode. Now you see keycode is what that input is classified as, I guess. It's a keycode kind of type. And basically, and the enum right here is basically saying, sorry, because you can't really reference key code because it's kind of like in the player, you can't really reference it from the workspace, you can't reference it from script. You use enum instead because sorry, it's kind of like a property. So you can actually reference properties using enum. Anyways, let me get back on track. Then after that, we're saying, keycode.q. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. So long story short, this is saying if Q is pressed, then do whatever. So, of course, I'm just going to print here, Q has been pressed. And if I run the script, now the first thing I'm going to do is actually move my camera. Now, when I move my camera, that's right-clicking, so I'm going to right-click. You can see that nothing has shown up, and that's because of that if statement right over there. I'm using right mouse button, or button 2, not Q. If I'm moving forward, or maybe backward, maybe left, maybe right, that's WASD, not Q. But if I press Q, boom, it says Q has been pressed. So let's say if you press A, that's going to, this will actually be, the key code will actually equal A. Now I'm going to show you one more thing actually, and that's, you can actually print the key code. I'll show you that right here. Input.keycode. Now you see, if I run the game, and I'm going to do a left button click, so that's just a normal click. Boom. Oh, that is very strange. But let's say if I press E, you see, enum.keycode cut E. There's Q. We got Q over here. I'm really not sure why. But let's say I just do a bunch of random ones. You can see that it is showing all the buttons that I'm pressing. You can see I'm just spamming some random letters. It also works with numbers too, but of course, as you can see, you have to use the actual words for them. And this actually works. Oh, wait, never mind. But yeah, it works for all of these. Now, I believe you could do it with, shift. You could do it with shift. You can do it with space. I believe even the control buttons too. So that's pretty nice. So this is kind of just a basic tutorial on that. There's, of course, input ended, and it's basically the same thing, but this input is going to be the key that just stopped being pressed. So it's not going. So this input isn't going to be set when that button is pressed, but when it's released. So that's pretty much really all I have for you today. If you want me to get more in depth in this, just let me know in the comments. Other than that, just stay safe once again. COVID-19 is going to, wreaking havoc on some places. But just remember to, stay calm. Just be that person. And yeah, I hope you have fun scripting. Have a really nice day. Remember to subscribe I guess, if you want to see more of this. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!